All right, well, members of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce today will tell President Obama that they are not impressed with his efforts to create jobs. President of the Chamber is with me now, Tom Donohue, joining us from Washington. Tom, thanks so much for being with us. And, I was reading through...
Glad to be here.
I was reading through your press release, airing some of the grievances that the business community has with the White House. Is this summit really just to air what you think has gone wrong, or is there really going to be anything solid coming out of this?
First of all, we're not airing any grievances with the White House. This is a very simple issue to bring together the responsibilities of the private sector to create jobs and the public sector to lay the environment in which those jobs can be created. Much of the advice that we're giving to the Congress and also sending at the same time to the White House has been spoken about by the president in positive terms. The idea is to go out and create 20 million jobs in 10 years.
But you also talk about in there about finger pointing, and that has to stop. I mean, there's certainly a lot of criticisms in there.
Well, I think it'd be best to focus on the issues that we all have to deal with. A 3% economic growth will not create the jobs we need over the next 10 years. We believe part of the recommendations we put forth the president already agrees with, and part we think have to be focused on anew. We need to have a tax system and change some of the tax issues that discourage the creation of jobs. We need to double our exports twice in 5 years and in 5 years. The president has also already spoken very positively about that, but we can't wait until after the election to get on with that.
Right.
We need to put private sector money in infrastructure and into green jobs like nuclear power, but we need regulatory change. Let me make two final points. What everybody is living under is a great deal of uncertainty because of all the new legislation, the new taxes, and the new regulations. If you look at healthcare, capital markets, and EPA, you're probably talking about 1,000 new regulations and trillions of dollars in new taxes. Is that going to encourage job creation? I don't think so.
Okay, and we've heard that. And in fact, John Malone talked about that quite a bit, about regulation and how that is hindering businesses from moving forward. But let me just ask you this. Did you invite White House officials to speak at the summit?
No, we didn't. We regularly invite the White House officials to participate in our activities. Often they don't come. The cabinet secretaries come, although the president was over the other day when we had the president of Russia here for a very satisfactory meeting. Everybody wants to create a conflict between ourselves and the White House.
Right.
We have a different role than they have, and we have a common role that we're working on.
Right. You have invited before these summits. I mean, this is a pretty critical time. Why wouldn't you invite them this time around, though?
We have a very full agenda. We have the gentlemen that are going to run the new deficit commission. We're giving awards to job creators throughout the country. We're doing a lot of things.
Right, but then
but
the White House would say you just don't want to hear what they have to say. That's what the White House would say. Well, then you just don't want to.
The White House owns the bully pulpit, and they can say whatever they want to say whenever they want to say it. If the president was interested in coming today, we'd have been honored to have him.
Okay, Tom, we'll leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it. Tom Donohue, the President and CEO of the United States Chamber of Commerce, for that job summit.